Yeah. So when you log into your this computer, right? So you need to click on the drop down item next to your account uh, logo or account DP, and then you could see settings, and on the left you come all the way down to developer settings, and you have personal access tokens. I have already one. Maybe you can also generate another one. As many tokens as you want, you can generate. Some with full permission, some with low privileges, right? So I've already created one. This git push is my access token, or I'll tell you how to create. Okay, so you can give git push for theme, right? So I can set the expiration days. Maybe I can give repo status, repo deployment, public repo invite, security event. So I'm not allowing you to do any other operations. Okay. Likewise, we can generate as many tokens as you want. For admin, you can give one token for these operations. For this combo, you can give another token. So you can have a permutation and combination of permissions with which you can allow some people to do only some operations and some people to do only other operations, and an administrator who can do all these operations. So you can have a multiple combinations. Okay. So now for you, what I have given is only the repo access. In this repo, you can read the status, you can push the changes, you can add a public access public repositories, right? So yeah, these are the things that we can do. I can click on generate token. So this is the token that is generated. Okay. You need to copy and save it in your system. All right. What I'm doing is I'll just share it with you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now you go back to your Linux mission where we have created our repository yesterday. Right. And in this my repository, okay. Um, Last connection to my computer. Give me a second. Yeah, so now I have logged into this computer. Okay. And we can make some files, right? So here I am creating a file with my name. Maybe have you cloned this repository? So this repository you can clone on your mission. Okay,
Yeah, I did that.
you did.
It's clone the repository.
Yeah. So once you have cloned this repository, so cd to this folder. Okay. Then you can create one file. Okay. So I have already these 3 files. Maybe I'll create one more file. What is that file? Yeah, maybe you can create with your own name. Okay, this is what a text I'm writing, right? Then you do this, you execute these commands: git status, and I have a new file, git add, and you can see again git status, it is staged, and git commit -m.
Sorry, Ali, are you using the CMD to do this?
What is that?
Are you using the command prompt or git bash? I'm not.
You're not able to. You need to navigate to that folder, my demo repo, because when you have cloned this repository, so you need to cd to that folder, right? So if
Yeah, so I can do this using my command prompt. Am I doing it on my git bash or what?
yeah, git bash. You have to. You can open your git bash, and
Okay.
first you need to clone that repository. And if that repository you have already cloned, and you need to navigate to that folder where you have cloned that repository. And within this my demo repo folder, you need to do all these things. Okay.
Okay, because some of the commands are still, I think maybe you are going too fast.
Maybe after this class, I'll troubleshoot, or maybe because if I stop in between and I recording stopped. Okay. We'll do one thing.
Okay, just tell me. So when I open git bash, the command I need to put is git, I think git clone, and I paste your repository.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Then you will have this my demo repo folder. When you ls, right? When you type the command ls, then it will show you my demo repo. Then cd my demo repo, and within that one, you need to do all these commands. If you have a Visual Studio, right, something like Visual Studio, Eclipse in your computer, that will be very easy for you to type and save the files, edit and save the files. But the problem is, if in the beginning itself you are habituated to that UI tools, you will lose the touch up, and you will feel the you will lose the feel of Linux. Okay, so we can always do the easiest things, but doing so, you'll not able to learn this complex things. When you learn complex things, right, then you can always learn the easiest things at any point of time. So that's why I'm teaching you always the complex parts, right? This opening a file and writing some text and saving it, you can always do it from Windows or some UI editor, something like Visual Studio Code or Eclipse or anything else, right? And then simply you can come here and do the git commands. Okay, but I want you to have a feel of the line.
Okay.
That's the reason I'm trying to open the files with VI editor, to do some changes, save and exit. That's so it will be very fast enough, right? When you try to open a UI tool, right, it will take some time to open, save and close. But this command line tools, they will not, because they are not using heavy graphics. They're very lightweight. The moment you type, it will open the file. The moment you close it, it will close. It will not take much time to open a editor like Eclipse or Visual Studio. That's the reason I always prefer to open or edit the files with the help of this command line based tools, though they are easy for human eye. Okay, so now I have committed file, right? So similarly, you could have created some files on your computer, maybe with your name, because I created with my name. Maybe you can create with your name. So this file is now committed to my local repository. Okay, but this is not yet available here, right? If you see here in this repository, I have only 3 files. So in order for me to push this file, what is the command I told you? Git push origin and for example, you wanted to see where it is going. What is the remote repository? You can give the command. This is the command just to know, right? Nothing to do. Git remote -v will tell you what is your origin, right? My origin is GitHub, this account, right? My demo, this URL, which is I used to clone the repository. This is my origin repository. Okay. Okay. So this is my origin repository to which my changes will go, or from which I can fetch the changes, right? So now command is git push origin. What is the, so origin will tell you to where you need to push it. Okay. So in this repository, I may have multiple branches. So to which branch I wanted to push? This is the main branch, right? So to main branch, I need to push my changes. So this is where I need to give the branch name, git push origin name. So it is asking me for the username. So the username is this one. And then it will ask me for the password. So what is the password? The password I have shared you is this access token, right? I can issue this access token here. Yeah. Now you could see it has pushed those changes, right? Now you need to verify whether those changes are available here or not. Now you can see the 4th file is also available here. So if you do the same thing, I could see the files from your computer as well in this repository because I give you the access token and you know my username, and then you can push those changes from your computer to here as well. So would you like to do that one? You want me to wait for you do that exercise?
Yeah, sure.
You
Actually, right now I'm trying to pull the latest from your repository, but I am stuck with this merge, where
okay.
it is giving me an option like um, waiting for your editor to close the file.
Which file is that?
It says origin/main, but
Which file it is showing the conflicts?
let can I share my screen once?
Yeah, sure. But
Uh,
they lose this thing. Starting. What we'll do. We'll see the problems at that. Okay.
okay, otherwise, yeah. So so basically I have some commands like help, exit, write out, read file. So how should I come out of that exit? I mean, how should I come out of that command?
Exit. Control X or something like that, right? You have Control X.
Okay, yeah, got it.
Okay. Yeah, this is how I think we have seen how to clone the repository, how to pull the changes and do some changes locally, and again how I can push back those changes to the remote repository. In general, this is how it happens in any organization. So you'll have a remote repository like this, right? You'll be cloning that repository onto your computer. You do those changes and you again push those changes back to the remote repository.
Ali, I have a question here.
Yes, sir.
Like, in an ideal scenario, in a real world scenario, let's assume we all people are running in one code. Okay.
Yes,
Then
yes.
if everybody is committing, let's say at the end of the day, we complete our task and we commit the code. So how would that go and fit in the repository? Will there somewhere a conflict will
Yes, yes.
happen?
Yeah, always the conflict will happen. So that's where you need to resolve the merge conflict. Yesterday I have shown you one example where, so I have some changes already made on my local computer, but already some changes I have made on this Git repository. Okay. So those two, I mean, same file having two different content. When you are trying to match, so which line has to come first or which line has to come later, and what is the order of those lines and which changes have to be there. For example, there is a variable call. I mean, that variable is unique, right? So for example, version, assume version will be there only one value, right? When you have access that file and you change that version to maybe 1.2, but from my computer, I have changed it to 1.3, right? So I cannot have two lines with same version string, right? So the version string should be there one and value also should be there only one. So in that case, you have to both the developers who contributed the changes to that file, they need to sit and come on to an agreement that value. I'm just giving an example. So that value should be either 1.2 or 1.3, right? So that is where your collaboration is needed, right? So obviously it is not a new problem, and I don't say it will not happen. It will always happen. That's where you guys have to resolve, right? So in order to solve that problem, and we have a concept, right? That's the next concept I'm going to teach you. But thank you very much. You are well ahead, and you could foresee the problem. Then obviously you are always on the track. I mean, you could easily understand why that concept is introduced. Okay, that concept name is branching, right? Yeah, still, even when you are merging the branches also, but the problems will come, but they are not on daily basis, right? You do your separate line of code and you do your changes only when you are done with those changes. And one go when you are merging, that time you will return, not on every day or every second. Okay, so I will
Yeah.
go to the topic, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So is this clear so far? Is it clear? Hope everyone has.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So the next concept is Git branching. Okay. So what exactly branching in your perspective? What exactly meant by a branch? Okay, a general meaning of a branch. Okay, let us take even banking is always a good example, but that may not be an exact analogy to our problem. But still, I just wanted to understand the concept of the meaning of the branch term. Why we create branches? So when it is very big to handle, right? Some organizations or some problems are very big to handle from one place, right? You create a separate line of operations, right? And you handle, you distribute some work there, and you make sure that your operations are carried out very easily, rather than everyone is working from one single place, right? So that's the concept of generally branch in, I mean, true meaning of branch in our maybe banking terminology, right? So here in this case, so the branching is nothing but it's a separate line of development. When multiple people are working on the same project, right? Maybe there are multiple reasons why they have to contribute. Okay. For example, when I am working on a particular project, I am working on different features, right? UI feature, database, and something else, backend logic. And again, in this also, there are some people may be working on adding new features, and some people might be working on fixing the issues that were already there in the existing code, right? So when you are doing this thing for the same file, right, there is a file named ABC. So there is a problem, there is an issue. That issue is present in ABC, right? But another person is trying to add some features. As part of that feature development also, this guy has to modify ABC. Both the guys have to modify the ABC. At the end of the day, they need to verify that. So their changes are there, and because of their changes, that problem got fixed. And this other guy also has to make sure that because of his changes, the new feature is added. At some point of time, there will be an ambiguity. Okay, obviously there will be behavior difference in the behavior, but don't know that behavior is because of my changes or the other person's changes, right? Always there will be an ambiguity and confusion. So in order to eliminate those kind of changes, you create a different branch for you from the main branch. So for example, this is main branch and this is main branch, and you could see, so there is a separate line of development where this guy has created a branch. Maybe this is a feature branch, and he is working on some changes. Some people still will continue to work on main branch. Again, some people wants to work on some hot fix. There is an issue in the code, and he wanted to fork out that branch. Okay, that's how people who are working on different line of development, they will create their own branch. They do their changes. Once they validate their changes in their local computer on this new branch, then they will try to merge those changes back to the main branch. Okay, so for example, this is a little feature, and this is a bug feature, and yeah, so when he is done with this little feature, he can check in the changes here, and the main branch will keep on continue, and it will always be like, you know, main line of development. So branches which are created to solve a specific problem, and they will continue for some time. They will not keep on continue like that. They will continue for some time. Once they are done, they will be merged back to the main line. Okay, that is the main concept of branching in Git. This is very simple, not a complex thing to understand. Okay, yeah.
Here merging means committing, right?
Yeah, merge means, see, this is main line, right? For example, here at this point of time, I create a main branch. That means these two are identical, right? So the code in this branch, main branch, and the code in this feature branch, both are identical. Okay, for example, like main branch, we have, you have checked out, and I have checked out, and some other person has also cloned it. When all of we clone from at this point of time, so the code will be same on all our computers. But I have done my own changes, you have done your own changes, and some other person has done their own changes. So the changes in our local computers are different, but the main code is same one, right? And when we merge, when I have to push my changes back to the main branch, then there is a change, right? The changes are integrated again on top of me, and when you push your changes, again your changes are applied. So this is something like that. Okay, branch means you create a branch from main branch, and you start doing your changes on top of main, right? So till this point, both are equal, but when there is a change happen, so on this top of this code, you have done one change. Again, you have done another change. This change is nothing but commit. Again, you have 3 commits. So these 3 commits, right, are on top of this code. But meanwhile, another person has also done some changes in the main branch. Okay, now these two, some of the code is existing in this branch, and 3 changes are existing in this branch from this point, right? From this point, all are same, but at this junction, when it comes to main branch has added some changes, and from this junction, this guy has added 3 other changes. So one, it is merged back. These changes will be always there anyhow. So these changes will be merged back into the main. So I'm bringing main to this point along with what are the changes that are already present in main. Okay, I'm fast forwarding, nothing but when I'm trying to merge this branch here, I'm fast forwarding my main to this commit. Okay, so main will have all this code plus this code at this point of time when I merge. Is it clear? I'll
Yeah, but how does this actually, prevent that conflict?
yeah,
Just
no,
somewhere.
see, conflict will not, I mean, I'm not talking about the conflicts. So,
Okay. This is only branch, only about branch.
yeah, so conflicts will always be there. Okay. But you are avoiding those conflicts for a period of time, right? Every day you are, until you are done with this feature, right? You have that flexibility to test only your changes. Until you commit, you merge, you are always flexible to just test only your change. Whatever the changes you wanted to make, you can make. And once you are done with your changes, once you are validated, once you confirm that your changes are working, right? You don't need to bother what this guy is doing, right? What this guy is doing. You have your own line of development. You do all your changes and you are making sure that your changes are perfect. Then when you wanted to merge these changes with this guy, right? Then if there are any common files which both of you have modified, at that point of time, you need to sit and resolve those conflicts. Either it could be when you are working on a main line, or it is even it is at point of you merging your, see this guy, when it is merging here, right? He has to resolve the merge conflicts. And when you are merging back your branch to the main branch, again, you need to resolve the conflicts. But when you will resolve those conflicts only once your changes are done and you have tested them thoroughly on your mission, and then only you will see if there are any change problems occurs, obviously occur, but that is exactly may not be because of your code, because your code is already tested. Still you need to make sure your code is conflicting with others which may affect their functionality. At that point of time, yeah, it is needed for both of you to sit and understand what are the things how we can match them. That is a developer problem. Okay, any developer has to solve, not only here, anywhere, right? Okay, so let's move on to practicals. Okay, I'll show both the ways, through command line and through UI. Okay, so which way we'll start first? We'll start through command line. Okay, now if you look at here, how many files I have? This is okay. Meanwhile, I'll shift to this thing. Okay, if I have to create a branch, right? So you have always an option here. Through UI, you can create main branch. Okay, my test branch I can create. Okay, or a feature branch or a hotfix. So I'll call it as hotfix 1. I'm trying to fix some issues. So from which branch it is created? The branch source is main. So from main, I'm creating a branch called hotfix. Okay. So now I have two branches, right? One is main branch, another one is hotfix. So what is my current branch? So my if what are the changes I do now, they will go into hotfix because my active branch is hotfix. Okay. If I click on this thing, I am in main branch, and if I switch to hotfix again, so changes are same, right? Both the changes are same. I mean, oh, I got Vinod demo file. Okay, Vinod has checked in some file into my repository. I could see, right? So I have in both the repositories, I have same 5 files, right? But here I could see yeah. So here I could see only 4 files. In order for me to have that file, what I need to do? File from Vinod, I need to do the git pull. So once I do the git pull, I have all these 5 files now. right? So I'm on branch main. I don't have any other branches here. If I have to create a branch here through command line, what is the command? Git branch and branch name. Okay. So there I have already hotfix. Maybe here I can create hotfix too. Issue a command git branch. Now we have two branches. And what is my current branch, active branch?
Main.
Yeah, main. Why? Because so main is highlighted with asterisk mark. That is how you can identify what is your current branch. Again, for example, I create one more branch, git branch test. Again, so git branch will list you the list of branches here. Still, main is my current branch. So if I have to switch back to any other branch, right? Then the command is git checkout and the branch name. Okay, for example, it is HF2. Yeah. Let's see here, HF2 is my current branch. Okay. And now the files, if I see same file, same version, because all these two branches I have created from the same snapshot. So whatever is there in the main, I'll have the same things in test and HF2. But if I wanted to add some lines of code in HF2, I wanted to fix some file. Okay. I wanted to do changes to some file. How I can do? For example, I wanted to do some changes in hello world, right? So I will do this thing. Okay. Adding this change is from HF2, right? HF2 branch. This is the text I want modified here. Same, that I am routine command git status. I have modified this hello world Java. What I have modified, you can see with this command git div, and this is the line I have added. System.out.println. This is a change from hotfix2 branch. Okay. Now what I have to do, git add to the staging area. And again, you could see git status. Yeah, modified. But if I have to see the difference, will I get that one? No. Why? It is already moved from working directory to staging area. We wanted to see the difference for the files which are there in the staging area. The command that you have to use is git div space -- staged. You can see the same changes here. Okay. Yeah. Now git commit -m changes from HF2. Okay. Git status. Yeah. Okay. Branch HF2 and nothing to commit, working directory is clear. For example, if I go back to again git checkout main branch and you see its status. What are the changes I do now? They will go into main branch, not to the what HF2 or test. If I see right, I have same all the files, but if I see the content of hello world, I don't have that third line which is added in this thing because I've done these changes as part of that branch and that branch is not yet merged here. So unless I merge those changes here, I'll not see those changes here. Okay. I could again hit check out. Maybe this time I'll go to test branch. Okay. Then okay. Again PI hello. nothing is there. I'm on branch. But again, if I check out to main branch, right, which is hello, even the changes from test branch are not yet here, right? So if I have to merge those branches here, right, what is the command? Git merge. And for example, I wanted to merge the HF2 here. Okay. Fast forwarding, and you see here, nothing to commit. The branch is ahead of my origin master remote. Right, if I can push the changes back to my main branch in the Git repo or the GitHub account, but will not do this. First of all, we'll work on here. Okay. If you see the changes here, right? Cat hello world.java, and now this line from HF2 is here. Now my HF2 and my main branch are identical, right? So what are the changes that are there in HF2 are reflected here. So do I need to still maintain HF2?
No.
No, right? Because all the changes which are there in HF2, I have merged it here. So in that case, if I don't need, I can simply delete that branch. So how can I delete a branch? Git branch -d.
Git string.
Git branch -d branch name. Okay, HF2. Yes. Now if you look at the list of branches, I have only main and test. Okay. Now still I haven't modified the merge the changes from test branch, right? So similarly, I can also merge test branch as well here. Here to merge test. Now you see a conflict. Okay. So I have in hello world there is a different line in third row. Okay. So if you look at the third row here, not third row. Right. So one there is a line. This changes from HF2 from HF2 branch, and this changes from test is test branch. Both are present in the same line number. Okay. Which line I should keep it, right? That's what it is asking. So you can resolve these conflicts. So how can I resolve this conflict? By doing the merge conflict in hello world. So what I can do, this line, okay, I can merge it here and where if you open this file, right? So it is showing there are two changes. So now you need to merge which line you wanted to keep it. Okay. So in the head, this is the line, and in the test branch, this is the line. Which line you wanted to keep it, or you wanted to keep it both the lines, or you wanted to keep only one line? That's what you can decide. For example, I wanted to keep both the lines. Then what I can do? I can do this. Okay. now my working directory is clean. So now I can get setup to test branch, right? Get status. Yeah. This branch is no more needed because all these changes from this test branch are merged into main branch. So I can switch back to my main branch. Git checkout main and git branch -d test. Right now, if you look the branches, what are the branches I have now? Only main branch, but still this main branch is ahead of my origin main. That means this branch. I don't have those changes still here, right? If you look at here, it contains 4 lines, 4 system.out.println statements, but this file contains only 2 lines, right? Here there are only 2, but here it contains 4 lines. You could see there are 4 systems. There is one more.
So so far we did is like a kind of like a computer to computer, not to the origin, right?
Yes.
Like what from your diagram yesterday.
Within my local computer, I have done everything. Okay. So this origin I haven't pushed.
No. Even if I want to do between branches, like I have one branch and you have one branch worked, and same like I did some changes in my test and you did some changes in your hotfix too.
Yeah.
So now we want to commit our changes to main branch.
Yeah.
So do we need to still do, if we are in different computers, do we need to do through origin or can we merge?
No, through original, right? You have forked your main branch. Out of that main branch, you have created your test branch. From my, I have forked my main branch, and from main branch, I have created hotfix. So my hotfix branch, I will merge it with the main branch on my computer. Your test branch, you will merge it with your main branch in your computer. When we merge all the push our changes, right? Both changes will go to the main branch from the origin, right? So that point of time, they will be again. If there are any merge conflicts, they have to be resolved at that level. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have 4 commits ahead. Now git origin push. Yeah. Now you could see here, those changes will appear here, right? All those 4 changes, and the file name also have, this class name also have fixed. Yeah, this is all from Git repository.